friends. In this video, I have tried to bring out aspects of Guwahati that I could explore through my short stays here on way to other places in Assam and Meghalaya. As is known, Guwahati is the gateway of the Northeast. I have spent my childhood and an early part of my youth in the state to which Guwahati belongs. I was also a student under the university here during my school and college education. Naturally, I have a fascination for the state and its capitals, earlier Shillong and now Guwahati. Though during my college days I had passed through the city, then called Guwahati, on transit, I did not have any opportunity to visit it at length. During my service career I did not, however, have occasion to visit the state for about 25 years. My first visit after this long separation was in 2007 with my wife. My subsequent visits were in 2014, 2015 and 2016, on way to different other places Indiana, Assam and adjacent Meghalaya. I have tried to explore different areas in and around Guwahati. I did not have the opportunity to record all these visits in video, and as such, this video comprises mostly pictures of these places with annotations. In this narration, I shall try to give brief descriptions of the places involved along with my observations on them, and experiences there, for those that did not have the occasion to visit these places. During 2007 visit, it was only the Kamakhya temple that we could cover. We had, of course, visited this temple twice earlier in 1970s. This temple is situated on nearby Kamakhya hills. One could have the full view of Guwahati town below from here. In the darkness of night, the town looks like a chain of dotted lights. One could see long queues of worshippers visiting the temple every day during the specified visiting hours. The temple has different entry points with entry fees of different denominations for getting to the deity. The deity's podium is deep under the ground and is pitch dark. High wattage electric lamps have been put in place to fight the darkness. Also, a number of large diameter stand fans have been provided in to control the heat. In spite of all these provisions, the atmosphere inside is suffocating due to a large number of devotees assembling there at specified hours of the day. Further down below the shrine, there is a Shiva lingam surrounded by a shallow watercourse. To get there, one had to pass through a narrow passage from the podium, bending oneself at points. An offering to the lingam could be made through a priest while standing on the narrow stairs of 2 to 3 brick lengths by the side of the watercourse. 7 years later, when I visited the state again in 2014, my first point of visit was Umananda Temple in Peacock Island, the world's smallest inhabited island in Brahmaputra off Guwahati. I reached there along with some other fellow travelers by a private ferry boat. On disembarking on the island, I got disappointed as I observed the height at which the temple was located, and the numbers of stairs to be climbed to reach it. I doubted if it would at all be possible for me to reach that height at this age of 71, and that too with high BP. However, on climbing to the first landing of the stairs, I found to my relief that there was an alternative route with a slow gradient, which could be ridden. I felt encouraged, and started walking up. I reached the temple site and visited Mahakal Temple, locally known as Umananda Temple. It was a very old temple. According to Wikipedia, the temple was built by Ahom King Gadadhar Singha, 1681 to 1696, who was a devout Shivaite. The temple is situated on a hill called Basmakala. Later, I visited Janardhan Temple and Navagriha Temple. Janardhan Temple was of recent origin and located on the bank of river Brahmaputra. On the other part of its complex was located an old Siva temple known as Sakreswar Temple, which I had visited later that year when I came again with my wife for a short visit to our relations at Horhat. Navagriha Temple is located on the top of Chitrachal Hill close to Guwahati city. According to the auto driver, who brought me here, this hill was higher than the Kamakhya hills. But there was no problem of climbing here. Auto went right up to the entrance of the temple. I climbed the few stairs to the temple. It was pitch dark inside and offerings were made in candle light. The passage was not visible and there were ups and downs. I slipped a couple of times, but somehow saved myself from falling. It appeared from the proceedings inside the temple that last rites for the departed souls were mainly being performed here. Like in other holy places, here too there was menace of monkeys. I caught some of them in my camera. A section of the city of Guwahati on one side and that of the Brahmaputra on the other, present picturesque views from the temple area. In 2014 visits, I thus covered mostly the temples of Guwahati and around. In 2015, I first visited Vashista Ashram at the outskirts of Guwahati, 13.5 kilometers from Guwahati via NH37 and Lakra Road. The ashram is believed to be the house of the famous sage Vashista. It is situated in the outskirts of Gorbanga Reserve Forest, which has an ample population of elephants. There is a temple inside the ashram complex. It is a Shiv Mandir constructed by Ahom King Raj Swar Singha in 1764 along with a gift of 835 bighas of land for the ashram. According to the legend, the ashram was founded by the great saint Vashista. Down below in a cave inside the temple, was a Shiv Lingam, and little above the lingam was a stone slab. The Pujari said that Saint Vashista had done meditation sitting on that slab of stone. There was an outer hall at the ground level where at time of my visit a marriage was being solemnized. By the side of Vashista temple there was another temple, this one of Lord Ganesh. Visited that temple too, and took photographs of the temples and surroundings. Photography inside was not allowed. There was also a waterfall within the ashram complex. In the approach road to Vashista Ashram there were shops for necessities including ingredients for offering pujas in the temple. These shops were run mostly by tribal women. When comparing to our women, I have always found these hill tribe women more active and painstaking. That could possibly be because of theirs being a matriarchal society. From Vashista, I took a bus to the Assam State Zoo. Assam State Zoo is located in a hilly terrain with beautiful look around. Spent an hour and a half in the zoo, took photographs of animals, birds, and reptiles. The entry fee to the zoo with camera was Rs 50. I had visited this zoo once a few decades back. I found some of the animals of the kind I saw at that time were missing. In the afternoon, I visited Brahmaputra Riverfront Park, the entry fee for which was Rs 10. The riverfront had been well decorated. Took some photographs of the park, and the river in the setting sun. There were a good number of young lovers in pairs here and there in the park. Though there were notices every few yards for maintenance of decency, the way the lovers behaved did not indicate that they gave much importance to these notices. Walked out of the park, continued walking for some distance, took some more photographs of roads and houses around, including the residence of Chief Justice of Guwahati High Court. In the heart of the city of Guwahati there are three beautiful landmarks in close proximity, which had attracted my attention. Of these, one was Guwahati High Court building and the others Assam State Museum building, and Prasanti Udyan. Set up in a wonderful surrounding, these are worth seeing. In 2016 visit, where I was accompanied by my school friend Ashutosh Paul, we mostly visited areas of and around Guwahati I had not ventured earlier. On the very day of our arrival at Guwahati we visited Balaji Temple and Vashista Ashram. As I have already said, I had visited Vashista Ashram once earlier. Balaji Temple was 15.3 kilometers from Vashista Ashram via NH37 and Lakra Road. This temple had been built in South Indian architecture, and was beautifully laid out with flower gardens, parks, and open spaces. It had temples of Durga, Lakshmi, and Ganesh besides that of Balaji or Narayana. Photography in the area situating the main temples is prohibited. Next day we went to Deeparbil, a distance of little over 12 kilometers from Guwahati Viaduct NH37, known as Bird Watcher's Paradise. We were late, and visibility was low. We could not, as such, see many birds. By zooming the camera, I had got some pictures which later revealed that birds were in the water of the Beel at a distance from us, which we could not see in bare eyes. Deeparbil, Beel in Assamese means lake, is considered as one of the largest beels in the Brahmaputra Valley in Lower Assam. It is a permanent freshwater lake in a former channel of the Brahmaputra River to the south of the main river. The Beal hosted a large number of birds. It is reported that ornithologists had recorded occurrence of 219 different species of birds, of which more than 70 were of migratory species. The lake was a wetland under Ramsar Convention, which provided fund for undertaking conservation measures on the basis of its biological and environmental importance. On way to Deeper Beal, we had visited the Somayadasthal of Dr. Bhupen Hazarika, the noted Indian lyricist, musician, singer, poet, and filmmaker from Assam, who had acclaimed many national honor including Dadasaheb Phalke Award. He was posthumously awarded India's second highest civilian award, Padma Vibhushan. From Deeper Beal, we went to Suoakuka Silk Village. Suoakuka village is located at a distance of 34.8 kilometers from Guwahati via NH 427. Each and every household in this village was engaged in weaving silk materials. We visited some of these households. There were shops in the market selling local silk products. On way to the village we had also visited the park named Bastra Udyan, which had been opened in February 2012. From Suoakuka village we went to Assam State Zoo, a distance of 35.7 kilometers via Assam Trunk Road and NH 427, and had a go-around. The zoo was in a pathetic condition. Many of the cages and spaces for animals and birds were empty. Even some of those I had seen on the last occasion during my 2015 February trip appeared to be missing. Days later we had also visited Manas National Park at a distance of 143 kilometers from Guwahati. I have already published a separate video on that visit. I believe, I have, by now, covered most of the important places in and around Guwahati, and this video will give you some idea about the capital city of Assam and its surroundings. Further details about these trips are available at the travelogue page of my website, A Tale of a Silheti Refugee, at https://sites.google.com/site/aparagia1943. My efforts will find its worth if it can generate interest, and be enjoyable to those who watch it. Thanks and goodbye. Authored by Ajoy Kumar Das.
Aji kon shure baadhibo dino abosano bela re aji kon shure baadhibo dirgho dhushar abokashe সঙ্গে জানবিহীন শূন্য ভাবনে কোন সুরে বাঁধিব সে কি কবিরাহ স্মৃতি গুঞ্জরণে তন্দ্রাহারা ঝিল্লি রবে সে কি কবিরাহ স্মৃতি গুঞ্জরণে তন্দ্রাহারা ঝিল্লি রবে সে কি বিচ্ছেদ রজনীর যাত্রী বিহঙ্গের পক্ষ ধ্বনিতে কোন সুরে বাঁধিব সে কি